Hey guys, it's another episode of Zapp Talk. We got Dave and myself here. It's going to be a fun week. It's very Marvel heavy. I didn't know it was coming out this quickly, but Age of Ultron #1 comes out, which I didn't think was happening until the summer, but apparently March is when they kick it off.
It's already here.
Yeah, since it's March, it's here. Yeah, so
Surprise.
It's what, 8 issues?
It's 10 issues.
Oh, it's 10. Wow, 10 issues.
So it's going to be 10 issues, and I was surprised by it, but apparently at the plot, so are all of the heroes and people in the Marvel Universe.
It's Brian Michael Bendis and art by Brian Hitch and various people doing the covers. There's so many variants, but
yeah. So how Bendis described it, I mean, just because they did catch us like this, I don't want to say with our pants down because I read comics with pants.
Well, you know, I knew it was coming out. I just knew it was coming out this quickly because they've been promoting it for so long.
They promote it. I know that's going to have a nice 90s shiny gold cover.
Yeah, nice chromium cover.
Heck, yes.
They can thank Image for that and bringing it back.
But it's all about, Bendis said, every single morning we wake up and we check the internet to make sure the world's still there. So this is the Marvel universe of that, where the heroes and the people wake up and the world is ended. It's the apocalypse. The cities are destroyed, and they don't really know why. But I'm guessing Ultron did it.
Yeah, does this happen in the universe, or is it separate?
I believe so. Yeah, okay. It happens in the universe. So it's still part of Marvel now. Every single issue is going to tie into a different character, and there's going to be different kind of like combinations. They're talking about, like, of course, there'll be Superior Spider-Man. They'll have the Avengers. Weird pairings like things like Moon Knight and Red Hulk. They even have they said something about Wolverine and the Invisible Woman. So who knows? It's
gonna be interesting.
Looks cool.
I mean, hopefully, unlike most Marvel stories, they start big and they end with nothing. Hopefully, it'll be better. You know, it's setting up to be good, so we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Image has a big book this week. Sex #1.
You can't say that.
It's called Sex.
No,
the book
not.
is called Sex.
The book's not called Sex.
It's by Joe Casey and Peter Kowalski.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of hype on this book. I mean, aside from like Saga and East of West, this is probably the most hyped up Image book we've had in a while.
Yeah.
And I know you know what it's about. Like, sell it to me. What's
people are really excited about Sex. So it's all about a superhero.
Okay.
Who's spent most of his time saving some sort of, it's like Saturn City, I think I read it is called. So he's been saving Saturn City, doing superhero-ish things, and now he's done with that. I guess he's retired, or he just, you know, there's no bad stuff happening anymore. So he's devoting his life to having as much sex as he can. Which is why they named it Sex.
Well, it's I mean, it's interesting, and it's semi-realistic. I mean, that could happen. I mean, when you're that powerful and whatever, what else are you going to do?
I mean, it's true, and it's aptly named. Like Hit Girl, it's all about a girl that hits things.
Anyways, Sex #1, Joe Casey, gonna be a big book. We got an ending to a book, kind of an ending to a book. Swamp Thing 18 comes out. It's the final issue with Scott Snyder and
buddy Scott.
Yep, Scott Snyder and Yannick Paquette. I know Rot World. Some people said it was a little bit overdone. I'm sure when it's read all together as a trade and whatnot, it'll be easier to swallow. But I think Animal Man comes out as well with the final. But this is the final issue of Snyder and Paquette. I know a lot of people are sad to see it go. I am myself, because seeing Swamp Thing being a top seller like that for over a year was incredible, because it's never really happened. Even when Moore was doing it, it was a nice book, but it was never like a huge seller. So the next arc looks pretty good, but I am sad to see Snyder leave. I know he's got other stuff coming up, so.
I know a lot of people are like, well, Snyder's gone, so there we go. Book's over. But you have to keep in mind, Animal Man and Swamp Thing, this is going to be the first stories we're going to see outside of Rot World in the New 52 universe. 2 characters that we really haven't seen much of.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Swamp Thing, they just brought him into this with Brightest Day, and they didn't really do too much. So this is the first time to really give a solo Swamp Thing story, a solo Animal Man story in the New 52 universe. So give it a shot.
Yeah, I think they really did a good job setting up the characters to a newer audience, because, like I said, Animal Man and Swamp Thing never sold. It was one of those weird books. You get a couple copies of it, they'd sell okay as trades. Everybody respected it, but nobody bought it. Seeing them sell like this for 18 issues is great. So I'm hoping that some people will stick with the characters, and which I think they will. I mean, they're both cool characters. I just wish they got more exposure. Green Arrow #18 comes out, and #17 was huge. Now that Jeff Lemire is on it, he kind of revamped the character.
Love my Sweet Tooth.
Yeah, so it's got gorgeous art by Andrea Sorrentino. Hope I said that right. Sorrentino. But yeah, they kind of it should have been a #1 actually, but they didn't want to renumber it. I know they're really breaking him down. I'm pretty sure Oliver Queen like lost everything, and I know this character Komodo is like pretty much just gonna like wreck his life, and Queen's got to like kind of go back and learn stuff like that from his father, and like kind of build himself back up to take care of it. So it's very interesting. Like I said, 17 sold like crazy for a Green Arrow book, which never happens.
No,
and
they've tried. They've really tried. The show is a good example.
Well, the last time it really sold was when Kevin Smith did Quiver, which sold like crazy. But once he left the book, it just went away. So I'm hoping they stick with it. And Lemire is so well respected right now, and he's Sweet Tooth was a home run. People love it. So you're going to see
Underwater Welder.
Lemire, you're going to see a lot more of from whether it's his own stuff or DC. DC's really kind of taking him in and making sure that he's in the limelight, which is awesome. Look at what Scott Snyder did. He exploded. So back to
literally, that'd be sad.
Yeah.
So what happened to Scott? Yeah, he exploded. Lemire, you're next. You're about to explode.
Back to Marvel. You got
all new X-Men.
#8 already. My God, Bendis.
They're always. That's how they call them all new, because there's always a new one on the show.
Bendis does not stop. So this is the runaway hit for Marvel right now. That book just not stop selling. It sells like crazy. And Angel has a big part in this one, right?
Yeah. So Angel, current Angel, who's kind of lost his mind and his consciousness, or whatever you want to call it, from Uncanny X-Force, which you should all read because it's probably one of my favorite Marvel books. He's going to meet old Angel. Well, not old Angel, past young Angel. And he's going to see what he's become. Together they're going to fight. And all these people always say to me, they're like, wow, I love this X-Men book so much. It's so great. Wouldn't it be great if there was Avengers in it too? Well, now there is.
Oh, Avengers in this one?
Yeah, the Avengers are finally going to be like, wait a second, why are there all these... There's so many X-Men. So many young little X-Men running around. Tiny little X-Men. Just running through this mansion.
Are they baby X-Men?
They're not babies. They should be, though. Baby-faced.
Okay.
Haven't seen the world. Running out on the first time to see Big Bad Hydra fight it and meet the Avengers. It's their big shot. It's their chance.
Nice. Superior Spider-Man #5 hits by Dan Slott, who, again, by the way, will be here on Free Comic Book Day, signing whatever you want him to sign, which is we're very excited about it, May 4th. Zapp Comics, Wayne, New Jersey. Dan Slott. Right. Anyways. So that comes out. I heard it's I know the cover he has a gun on the cover.
So the one thing that they've always played with. So this is a villain back from Big Time, which that was the run where it's Massacre. He has no worth for human life because something's up with his brain. He's got this big like metal thing. His head hurts. So he always wants to kill people, and in the past, Peter actually saved him so they could jail him when like SWAT teams were trying to kill him, because his whole thing is nobody dies. That's the one thing that they've been pressing for years now. So now that Doc Ock is Spider-Man, he was like, let's kill people. This guy has killed people recently. He broke out of jail, and so easiest thing to do is kill him. He's going to right the wrongs that he believes Peter Parker has set, and this is him taking justice into his hands. Oh, cool.
It's been a hit. Superior's been selling like crazy. I think people gave it a chance, and they're enjoying it, and I know issue 9 is supposed to be a big deal, so we'll see what happens with that. Another book coming out is Snapshot #2 by Andy Diggle and Jock. The art is amazing. It's like a thriller. It's a 4-issue series. The guy's framed for murder. I think it's going to be a fun, quick read, but it's hot. Like issue 1 came out last month. I think it's already going for like $10 on eBay. It's pretty hot. So #2 is coming out. A couple older things going to be coming out. Hit Girl hardcover is coming out.
We were talking about Hit Girl.
Yes, we were, about hitting things, right?
Yeah, it's going to be hitting things in hardcover.
Yeah, and they always sell. I mean, you got Millar and Ramita Jr. and
the movie coming out.
Yeah, the kick-ass movie coming out.
Jim Carrey's in it.
Yeah, Jim Carrey's going to be in it, so it's going to be interesting.
That's a reason to buy the Hit Girl hardcover.
Yeah, so it's in hardcover. They're usually pretty cheap. They're like $25, which isn't bad for a hardcover. I'm not sure if that's the exact price, but the last one was so. And also, another old thing coming out is the Severed story by Scott Snyder that came out. I think it was like a year and a half ago. It was a 7-issue series from Image. It sold like crazy. The hardcover has been selling out. It's finally hitting trade form. It's kind of about like a kid who's trying to find his father, and he meets like a really overly nice salesman who's not nice, and he like his real teeth are like these jagged teeth, and he actually eats children, which sounds very weird, but it was one of the tops. It got like awards and everything like that, and the cover art is gorgeous. It's painted. It just looks phenomenal. Definitely pick it up. This kind of one of the right before Scott Snyder really exploded with Batman. That was on them thing.
So sad when he exploded. It was so sad.
I don't mean literally.
It was so sad.
And I mean, there's a lot of other stuff, but those are the big books. So we'll have them all here at Zapp Comics in Wayne, New Jersey, and in our Manila Elephant store. So if you're coming on Wednesday, you'll see David and myself. I'm here pretty much every day. Dave's here on Wednesdays and Saturdays. If you want to talk to Dave,
I'll be signing every Wednesday and Saturday.
Sometimes he has a hat on. Sometimes
anything
he doesn't.
You want. I'll sign your hat. I'll sign your hair. I don't care.
Nobody wants to.
Give me a marker. I'll sign anything.
That's about it. So we'll see you at the store.
Yep. See you guys.
Bye, guys. Did you hear that?
Yeah, it was really weird.
I heard it in my head. I wasn't sure.
It sounded from here. It sounded like the straws that have the bend of the present.
Yeah, no. You know, just one of those sounds like I'm like, oh, I heard it in my head, but then you looked at me. I'm like, I guess it made noise.
Yeah.
Kind of like when you eat crunchy cereal. You're like, can everybody else hear it? When it's like,
Or those voices that you hear all the time to tell you like you're an interesting and fun person.